Is the light too bright? Can you see me good?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Sports Talk Show right here live via StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube, man. Look, we appreciate everybody jumping in, joining the show tonight, giving us a little bit of time to talk some good, healthy sports talk. First and foremost, happy Friday. Happy New Year, man. This is our first show since the New Year. Happy New Year to everybody, 2024. Thank God we made it. Excited about what's to come this new year. Excited to talk some sports with y'all, man. Right now, I'm in the booth as usual. My boy Miles T. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? Happy New Year to you, bro.
Hey, man.
And it's going to be a new year.
Yeah,
a
man.
lot that changed already.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely
in the sports world. Yeah.
I mean, I the last day and a half was pretty stressful. Just seeing, what happened with Coach Saban, but I know we'll touch on that next after our first point. But yeah, just definitely a lot going on in the sports world. Like every day, it's like we're getting 2 to 3 different things that are dropping, which is wild. But that's sports, man, and it's what everything is transitioning to now, man. It's a new wave of coaches and players coming through, man. So it's a bittersweet moment, I would say. So but before that, man, let's get into talk about the national championship game. We know that featured Michigan, who knocked off Alabama in overtime in the Rose Bowl in the playoff game, 27-20. That one broke my heart, but it's all good. Didn't show up. Hey, that's what happened. I'm proud of the team regardless. Getting revenge on everybody that beat them last year, but in the year prior to that, Michigan was facing a Washington team who knocked off Texas in the Sugar Bowl, which a lot of people predicting Alabama, Texas. That's what we were hoping to see, but we ended up getting the opposite, Michigan and Washington. So I ask you, Miles, Washington obviously getting blown out by Michigan in that game. Michigan really just ran the ball against them. I mean, they didn't really have to do much. As Washington could tackle to save their life. Defense did start to hold up a little after a while, but it just wasn't enough, man. Offensively, they weren't getting anything going. I mean, it was a 7-point game all the way through. I want to say like the third quarter. Later in the third quarter, it was a 7-point game. But it just didn't turn out well for Washington with the lack of defense and then not producing on offense. But was the national championship game what you expected? Did you expect it more? Did you expect more, or was this kind of what you were expected from this matchup?
It's kind of what I expected a little bit. I wanted Washington to win.
Same.
Because I did want Washington to win, but I kind of knew that Michigan, the way they was the front line and the way the trenches, they was handling the trenches against Alabama, I knew Washington was going to have trouble.
Yeah.
So the running the ball, because they were running it on Alabama too, and Alabama is a run stop defense. So if they were getting positive yardage against Alabama, I knew they was going to do something. Against Washington. So that definitely wasn't a surprise. But I thought Washington could keep scoring enough points to keep it closer than what it was. That's what I thought they were going to do. So, even if they was going down there getting in field goal range, kicking 4 or 5 field goals during the first half or something, you know what I mean? But that Michigan defense, they stood tall, and just even against Alabama, I think they had about 5 or 6 sacks even against Alabama. So they played like they was on a mission this year. Michigan did. They beat Ohio State. It ain't nothing you could say that what they did besides the cheating scandal that which everybody still don't really know what's the true story of that, and we probably never will. But other than that, I mean, Michigan had proved. I mean, they beat Ohio State again for the third year in a row. They had Alabama in the semifinals, SEC team. Yeah, and then they beat a Washington team that's been winning all season that was undefeated, and so I mean, basically at the end of the day, they're no doubt it ain't nothing you can say about them on the field that they did not conquer being a national champion. So I got to give them props, Jim Harbaugh. Big fan of Jim Harbaugh. Like I told you before, he actually was the Florida recruit when I went to Western Kentucky back in the day. He recruited me and my friend Carl out of Okeechobee High School, a little small town with one high school in it. Yeah. In 1999. Yeah, so. But he just got through retiring. Then he was just resigned in he was living in Orlando that time, and he called me after I sent my tape and everything and told me, and yeah, man, and he just called me up. He said, "Hey, would you like to be a Hilltopper?" And I said, that was before I even talked to him. I knew Jim because he played football. I was a fan of him actually. Jim Harbaugh was pretty good when he was at Indianapolis, man. I don't know if you remember when he played. You was still probably in diapers.
I was a baby, but I mean, I know. I mean, I can see. I mean, the highlights. I've seen highlights of all the really good players. And stuff.
Jim Harbaugh. I was a fan of him when he was playing football. I liked him. He was a good player. He led Indianapolis to a couple AFC little conference titles, or at least in the game. He was always competitive. So yeah. But yeah, it's definitely at the end of the day, it was definitely what I expected. I thought it could be a little more closer, but they cemented their season, even with the scrutiny that was going on, and Jim missing 6 games through the suspensions throughout the seasons, and other coaches got to step up. So they definitely cemented it. And I was just hoping that Washington would win and make it a game, but I kind of, in my heart of hearts, knew Michigan was going to win that.
Yeah.
Especially after they beat Alabama.
Yeah, honestly, the real championship game was the Rose Bowl, to be honest with you, Alabama and Michigan. I mean, that was a great game, despite, the result. I thought that the fact that game with 2 legendary coaches went down to the wire, went to overtime, like that was, you couldn't ask for anything better, than that. So, at the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl on the big stage like that, I wish Alabama could have executed better. But, regardless of the result, I thought that was probably the real national championship game. In my heart, I did kind of know Michigan was probably going to win. I wanted Washington, but I knew Washington. We knew Washington's defense. They don't have, their defense is terrible. But, like you said, I believe that their passing attack could at least move the ball and give them an opportunity to put up the points to be able to at least have a chance. And I mean, like I said, it was a 7-point game a little later into the game. So I mean, they had their opportunities, but they didn't take advantage of them. And Michigan was able to win. So, it is what it is, but they finally got over the hump. And everything. So I do think like Harbaugh's definitely probably going to leave to go to the NFL after that. So
especially with 8 teams being open in the NFL right now, it's like 8 or 9 teams that don't have coaches right now. You know what I mean? Well, about 7 now because Gerard Mayo. Congratulations, Tennessee grad. Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah. University of Tennessee.
Black coaches, man. Shout out to the black coaches back getting opportunities. I loved it. I love to see stuff like that, especially in New England. I don't think I ever seen a black coach in New England. So
no, it was surprising a little bit, but yeah, and that made it good. But and especially him being from that graduated from Tennessee, played football at Tennessee too. That made it even great for me. So I definitely learned. I remember Gerard Mayo at Tennessee. He was a solid linebacker. He was the best linebacker since Al Wilson after Al Wilson left.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see what he could do, man. That's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, they promoted what from within, so a guy who knows the culture and everything in New England. So we'll definitely see how it works out. I mean, obviously he's going to come with his new. They're going to have a new identity under him. It's not going to be the Belichick way no more. So
yeah.
But talking about that, man, talking about the coaches, obviously we had huge news that happened the other day with Saban, Coach Saban, the GOAT, announcing his retirement. The same day, Bill Belichick being relieved of his duties from head coach. The day before that, I want to say, or the same day or the day before that, I think it was the day before that, Pete Carroll out in Seattle. We also have Mike Vrabel and Arthur Smith. They're being relieved of their duties as head coaches. So just a lot of stuff.
Ron Rivera.
Yeah. We knew that was coming.
Yeah, that was coming. That's like a year past due, couple years past due. Yeah.
We knew Vrabel, Arthur Smith, and Rivera was happening. But just curious, your thoughts on all the movement, all the changes that we had over the last couple of days, man. Over the last 48 hours has been insane in the coaching world. So,
and 3 of those 5 or 6 guys are going to be definitely in the Hall of Fame of college and NFL. You know what I mean? Like, except for Belichick. Belichick only got at college. I mean NFL, but Saban and Pete Carroll, they're going to be Hall of Fame coaches on both levels. Because what Pete Carroll did at USC those 3 or 4 or 5 years with Bush, Liner, and Lindell White, all them boys. Mike Williams, receiver, coming out a couple. I mean, USC was something to be reckoned with for about 3 or 4 years straight when Pete Carroll was there, and there was some scrutiny going on there too. And then he took off to Seattle, but. You never know about that stuff, but just what he did on the field, what he coached on the field, they're definitely going to be 2 Hall of Fame college coaches, Pete Carroll and Nick Saban. So starting with Carroll, I thought he did good with Geno Smith this year, and lack of what defense they had. They won more than they lost. I think they got like 9-7 or 9-8, something like that. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think he had a bad enough season to where he needed to be fired.
I mean, I think. I mean, Pete. I mean, he's 72, so it's like
that's what it is. That's what it is. They starting to go young. All these people.
You gotta get fresh, bro. You have to get guys that are gonna be relatable to. They have young guys there. You know what I mean? They got a young team, and not saying Pete Carroll's a terrible coach or anything like that, but you have to be relatable to the players, and you gotta start over at some point, and it takes a toll on you at 72. I mean, we look at Nick Saban. I mean, he even made the statement that like he felt at the age that he was at, this was a lot tougher season for him than it was when he was 62. He mentioned wanted to take his health into consideration, and the fact that like 14-hour days every day at 72, that's not ideal. That's hard to maintain, mentally, physically, from a health standpoint. Like you have to step away at some point. And I think that Saban, even though I was sad to see him, go. And I would have wished that we could have, sent them off as a champion one more time.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing about it is,
y'all sent him off good though. He lost in overtime to the national championship, to the national champion by 1 point. So,
and the thing about it is, he's still going to be around. They're actually building an office in the stadium, so he's still actually going to be involved with the program. He's not going to be, the head coach anymore, but he's still going to be around and still be involved. And
he better. What y'all bringing? What y'all bringing ain't guaranteed, so he better stick around at least the first couple years.
I mean, he's not coming back to be a head coach, but he can.
No, I'm just talking about he better be the ear whisperer. You heard of the ghost whisperer? He better be the head coach whisperer. Yeah,
Saban's not gonna. He's gonna be involved with the program. Trust me. And he wouldn't have given. And shout out to Bama got their new coach, DeBoer from Washington, a guy who took Washington to the national championship in 2 years. So he's a proven winner. You can't deny his record. So
No,
it's you don't know what's going to happen in the SEC. Obviously with recruiting, but I think that this is the best hire that they can make. At this time. I mean,
this time, I don't know why they did it so quickly.
Because
they should at least give at least another week or two or something.
No.
To see what develops.
No, you can't do that because we have recruits. You gotta realize. So
you're about to lose a lot of them, right? You about to lose. I guarantee you about to lose about 50% of your recruits, and some of your players are gonna go in the transfer portal.
Only one of them went, and then the other two of them went. One of them decommitted after Saban retired, Ryan Williams, but he might be coming back because he DeBoer had 2 1,000-yard wide receivers in his office last year. He got 3 wide receivers that's actually going top 100 in the draft this year. So Isaiah Bond was the other one, receiver who caught the pass at the end of the Iron Bowl against Auburn. He entered his name in the portal, but I'm pretty sure he'll end up coming back. You gotta. They had to do their due diligence and just kind of see what was going to happen. So they put their name in the portal, but I don't think that I don't think that 50% of the people will go. We probably will lose, some people, but I do think that.
Well, I'm talking about between the recruits and I'm not talking about just transfer portal or just recruits. I'm just talking about between both of them. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Honestly, I mean, so far it's only been 2 names, so. We'll see. And there's actually a players meeting, or actually a team meeting tonight at 9:00. Would it be 10:00 our time? It's 9 Central. So we'll see what happens. We'll see, if people start to stick around. I mean, if they choose to stick around, if they don't, I'm not worried because Bama is stacked at each position, and we have an opportunity to get some more players in too. So it is what it is. This is what happens in the NIL era. Players come and go, so we just got to see what happens. So
I was listening to First Take the other day, and they were saying that's part of the reason why that he left, because the way he said it wasn't real. Nick Saban didn't really not like the money being the players not being paid. He didn't care about that. He said he didn't like some of the players getting paid $2 million and then the other players getting paid $100,000. He said he didn't like that kind of stuff.
Even across the field, and it's when you're a player.
That's not fair. That's messing up your team chemistry. That's all
about. And he didn't leave. That's why people got this thing misconstrued. He didn't leave because he was afraid of that. Yeah, he had his opinions on it, but we got to remember, like, Saban was coaching in the NIL era. He's been in 3 different eras, so. I mean, multiple eras coaching. So, and he adapted and he adjusted to it. You talk about a guy who's lost. He's never had the same coaching staff consistently every year. He has lost coaches, players every single year and had to reload every single year. And the coaches that were on his staff are head coaches in college football, head coaches in the NFL. His coaching tree, his player tree. I mean, he sent everybody that was in his recruiting class at least has a national championship ring. If you stayed there, you have a national championship. So he's not new to this, you know what I mean? But he even said that didn't have anything to do with it. Obviously, like,
no, I don't think it had everything to do. I just think that was part of it. It's just the way.
It's frustrating to see the way that the game is
going. The way, because he's been around for the longest, so he just doesn't see what it's turning into, and what it is. It really is becoming like. It is becoming a circus out there for the NCAA, because the NCAA was already a circus before the money started coming in.
Yeah,
they were getting all the money and they weren't giving none of the players nothing, but they still giving money up on the table. This is that, all that. So, but the NIL just made it legal for people to gamble, bet, and you don't have to put money up under the table. You don't have to. You can get the daddy and the parents the $200,000 house they want, $300,000 house, $400,000 house, and you still getting $500,000 in your bank account. You know what I mean? It's just This became the NFL of college football. This became free agency in NFL. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's what he's been saying. He even said that before. He's been saying this for years before this got to this point. That's what people always was like, oh yeah, he's just old and he's just mad. But it's been happening. It's been happening. So,
yeah,
like, you know, I don't know what people expect, but it's been happening. So, but yeah, man. I mean,
you're probably about to get another offensive coordinator because your boy messed the game up too. It was some bad play calling on Reese's part.
Yeah.
He didn't adapt. He didn't adjust like he did against us when he was down 20-7 at halftime. I didn't see about 10, 15 plays that y'all ran the second half. I didn't even see none of them plays in the first half. He didn't. I don't know if Michigan shot them and shook him because he wasn't ready for that defense to play like that. I don't know, but he didn't do no good play call. It was some bad play call.
He's sitting up there at the top looking at the field, got the best view, and still calling that stuff. The stuff that started working, he just completely abandoned it. And I mean, the offensive line wasn't helping either because they weren't blocking. So
yeah,
but still, you have to adjust. I'm sorry, like you can't just abandon, you know, your game plan. But you know, it is what it is. I think that we at the end of the day, we do have an opportunity to bring the offensive coordinator over from Washington because that's typically what happens. Head coach moves, OC will come with him. So I think he'll have that voice to be able to bring the offensive coordinator over, which would be a great move. Take our offense to the next level, and Milroe and that offense, and you know where continue to keep if we could keep the key guys around him. You know, I'm very confident in the way that the offense will look. I mean, we're talking about people didn't expect our offense to do a lot this year, and Milroe.
You think Milroe might not change his mind now?
No, he's not going to change his mind. He's not going to change his mind. I mean, it's a challenge, but he's not going to run away from a challenge. The type of guy Milroe is not leaving.
I'm just talking about because of I'm sure the Nick Saban thing surprised him. He wasn't expecting that when he said right after the SEC championship game he's coming back. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah, nobody was expecting it, but I think that he became more comfortable knowing that he still will be around, and he's not completely like leaving. You know, he could still talk to Saban. Saban's not leaving. You know, he's not going to be completely closed off from being able to be around him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, everything will be fine. I think that everything will be fine and it'll work out. So, so.
And I guess we can move on to Bill Belichick. I mean, I think it was just time for him to go. We can go to this with the Falcons question. Go ahead with the Falcons question.
Oh yeah, who do you think the Falcons? You know, now that they fired Arthur Smith, you know, who we think that they should go with next?
With all these coaches available now, you never know. I don't think they'll get a Bill Belichick. Yeah, I don't think they could get him, because I don't think Bill Belichick wants to go to a situation where he got to struggle with a QB again. Mm-hmm. He's gonna it'll be the same situation he was in New England. You know what I mean? Because especially with a coach with the prestige of Bill Belichick.
Right.
Me personally, I would go after like a with Atlanta being like a minority state, with a lot of African Americans, different nationalities, all this and that. It bringing in like I don't know what's going to happen after the Ron Rivera thing, but bringing in like the old Miami coach that got fired and blackballed down there with the Dolphins. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, somebody like him or even the Eric Bieniemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would try to go get your boy too. I would try to go get Justin Fields to go get it in a trade and go get him, because it's not gonna happen. I don't know.
You're talking, with the mind. You're talking about Brian Flores.
Brian Flores, that's his name. Yeah.
But Justin's not. We're not traded Justin, bro.
You don't think so? Y'all got the first pick.
It doesn't make sense to trade him.
It doesn't. But I mean, y'all organization does stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, but in the past with an old GM, we have a new GM now, so this is different times. So yeah, we have a whole new G. Our front office is different than what it was a couple years ago. So yeah, I mean, it makes more sense to trade down, get more, and you already have another pick in the top 10, and you
And
just
your head coach got fired too, right?
no, our offensive coordinator got fired. The head coach,
Offensive coordinator, okay.
which I can deal with that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with that. But yeah,
But
yeah,
I think those are two, not just them two. I like Mike Vrabel too with the Falcons. You know, I think he had like a New England problem. He had good defense, solid defense, good running game, but we got a good running back. He likes to run the ball, so and that Falcons do got a good running back, young too, only second-year player. But once again, he'll be back into the same situation like he was in Tennessee. You got Ryan Tannehill and you got that dude Malik, somebody that came out of Liberty a couple years ago. You know what I mean? You're gonna be right back in the same situation in Atlanta.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I mean, those are the names I think. Even Pete Carroll, but he might be a little too. I don't know if Pete Carroll want to start over like that either. But
yeah,
because they already said Pete Carroll going to be doing an advising job or something there too at Seattle. So
yeah, true, yeah,
but yeah, man, I want to see what the Falcons going to do because I know they're going to do something that you'd be like, what? This going to be it's going to be a head scratcher. It
yeah,
might be a positive one or it might be a bad one, but more than likely, usually it's a bad one, but
yeah,
a bad head scratcher. But
for
we'll
sure.
see with that.
Yeah, man, y'all. Well, take a quick break, right quick, and we'll be back. Finish talking up the rest of. We got college basketball to touch on and a little bit more NFL. So we'll be right back, y'all. Keep it locked right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the No Sports Talk Show right here live. In the booth with my boy Miles T, man. We were just wrapping up conversations around the head coaching, the head coaching market right now, since we've had all the moves and the transitions going on. Before we go to the next topic, so I think that I just wanted to touch on the Falcons situation. Really, the Falcons need to go after everybody. I've seen some reports. They're out here reaching out to a lot of teams. I know they've reached out to one of the guys on Baltimore staff to come in and interview. They've reached out to a lot of people, similar to the situation that the Bears were in. You know, honestly, where they had this whole cycle of interviews that they went through. They were calling up anybody and everybody that they could. They were calling them. So I think that right now, honestly, they just need to do the research on whoever and bring in whoever they can and see, you know, who's going to fit the culture, you know, who's going to come in and actually be aggressive, you know, who are the players going to buy into, what is their plan to come in to a team that's going to be young, and how are they going to get them to, you know, perform. So yeah. That's going to be the key. You know, I think that if Terry Fontenot, if whoever they identify as that guy, then they got to roll with him. So we'll see. But I expect these interviews to last, you know, over the next couple, you know, months or so. I think that they'll still be doing interviews over this month, even into February. But they can't take too long because, you know, obviously you got the draft coming up. So they got to have I would assume they would have a head coach hired by the end of the month at least. But yeah, we'll see. I mean,
what situation is working for them? Well, we know it's a coach, of course, but you can always have an interim coach until something. But of course, you don't want to do that going into a brand new season. Mm-hmm. But what's the worst situation, the coaching or is it a quarterback?
I would say the quarterback, honestly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people will talk about what are you supposed to do with Desmond? They drafted Desmond Ridder. I mean, and Heineken, what are you supposed to do? I mean, I'm not saying that Arthur Smith is the guy, but they both were the problem. Both
exactly.
Both need to go. But
and the year before that, it was Marcus Mariota. I mean, come on, man. You ain't gave him too much to work with.
Everybody's so quick to be like, "Oh, get the coach out of there," but what is he supposed to do? You know, at what point are you going to look at your roster and say, "Look, is this even built to win? Is this even built to win?"
And that's what the next coach they about to hire going to look at. The most important position on the field, where's a question mark?
Because let me explain something. If the Saints roster was even, if the Saints were balling, they had just a little bit better roster, and Tampa Bay had a little bit better roster, there shouldn't even be there should be no reason why like they could still competing to be able to win their division, losing that many games. The division is terrible.
Yeah.
Just imagine if the Saints and the Bucks were actually even a little bit better than what they are now. Mm-hmm. You know? So I don't know, man. I think quarterback was definitely the bigger issue than it was coaching. Everybody's like, oh, Arthur Smith. I get it. That's the fun thing to do. That's the popular thing to do, is to blame the coach. But what about the guys that's out there actually having to put stuff on the field, on tape? Yeah. What are they doing? What are they doing? We all know Desmond Ridder was not the guy. I mean, when they drafted Desmond Ridder, I was like,
and it was early too. It was second round, second round.
I'm like, you would have thought that they did that with some conviction. I was like, Desmond Ridder. I'm like, okay, so I don't know what y'all looking at, but okay, go right ahead, you know. And it's crazy because, like I said, like it's a similar situation even with the Bears. Man, you draft the quarterback, you turn around, now you situation. Do you draft another quarterback? Like I think it's a little bit worse situation, Because at least
I seen some promise out of Justin Fields though. I seen some.
I'm talking about like, you know, when they drafted Trubisky, and then I mean at least Trubisky was there for a while, you know, a little while. Then it was the quarterback next, but at least you saw flashes of stuff like these two quarterbacks. It's like
I didn't see nothing from Trubisky to be picked over Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm talking about after they were on the team. I'm not talking about before, because before I ain't even listen. I couldn't tell you who Mitchell Trubisky was before he got drafted.
I knew he was, but I didn't see him going that high. He had about 4.
I'm being facetious, but
I know.
I'm just saying that I'm speaking after he's already on the team at this point. I'm just saying that at least you had something to kind of build off of. With Ritter, it's like, what do you really have? You know, what do you really? I don't know, but that's either here or there. We'll see what they do. You know, it's only time will tell. So, yeah, but let's look at the college basketball right now. Obviously, we know that's going on. Conference play is now going on right now too.
Started this week, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So right now, looking at the top 10. You got Purdue at 1, Houston 2, Kansas 3, UConn is 4, Tennessee's 5, Kentucky 6, UNC 7, Arizona 8, Oklahoma 9, Illinois is 10. So yeah, looking at the top 10, do you think they have it right? Do you agree, disagree with what?
Yeah, I mean, because at this particular moment, it really don't even matter right now because it's only halfway through. And it's probably going to change about 4. I mean, like number 1, 2, and 10. Purdue, Houston, and Tennessee lost this week already.
Yeah.
Already. So like that's going to be a whole total flip next week. So Sunday after Monday when the new bowls come out. So that's going to be different. Yep. So and that's what you're going to get in college basketball until it gets. You won't really get a clear view of what's really going to go down, or who you could pick to do this and do that to like the actual in-season tournament. You know, the conference tournaments really start. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's when or like a week or two before that. You know what I mean? When you're fighting for the seeds to go into the SEC conference or the ACC conference, Big Ten, whatever it is. So, I'm just saying, I right now, even Tennessee, we good with defense, and just offenses, we just get stagnant sometimes, and we'll go 6-7 minutes without scoring. I'm like, what is this? But we'll stop them from scoring. They might get like 8 points or 6 points, the other team, but we won't score nothing. You know what I mean? We had like a 12-point lead, and they done brought it down to 6, and then we done went on that 6-7 minute. You know, I'm like, we've been doing this for like the last 3 or 4 years. Like, we always been like the top 3 defense in the country. But yeah, offensively, first Tennessee, you know, and you know, Purdue's unpredictable. You know what I mean? I mean, they always lose to somebody they shouldn't lose to. You know, lost to Nebraska last year in the tournament. You lost to who was it? Colgate State. Who was it? I don't know who was.
I don't think listen.
I don't even remember what name it was. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't rely on them. Y'all Mid-East fans out there, Big Ten, y'all better not put your money on Purdue in the tournament. Don't do it. I'm trying to tell you, because they always fall short.
Purdue gonna get in the tournament.
Oh no, I'm talking about don't put your money on them in the tournament.
Oh no, I never listen. I would never. I wouldn't bet. I would, man. I don't care what it is. I would never put it on Purdue. I don't care. I do not care.
I thought that was chicken.
Yeah, I'm not putting a 10-piece lemon pepper wet combo on Purdue. I don't care what it is. I don't care, bro. I don't care what it is. I'm not betting on Purdue. I mean, it sounds good. They do the same thing with Gonzaga. Same thing.
Yeah. Same
thing. And look at where Gonzaga is right now. What are they doing?
Nothing.
So, you know. But like
it's wide open. I got my eye on Memphis too. I like Memphis. They're like tied. They're like 13 or 12. I'm got my eye on them a little bit.
Yeah.
But them and Houston going to face off. So
yeah,
that's what we're in the same conference. So
yeah, and we still got a lot of basketball left to be played. We'll look up, man. March will be here quick though, but it always is. So, but yeah, I mean it's definitely early and definitely a lot more basketball to be played. So, excited to continue to watch conference play. Right now, we're at least I know we're not ranked right now, but at least we won our first conference game. So we'll hopefully that helps build up some momentum. We got Mississippi State tomorrow night. So we will see what happens, man. And Mississippi State, they're 12-3 right now. So definitely good matchup. I think we play y'all on the 20th, actually. So yeah, we got the next.
Yeah, we got Georgia tomorrow. I believe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Georgia's 12-3. Okay.
Yeah, Georgia. I didn't even know that until I looked at it, and they ain't even ranked. They got teams that got 4 losses in front of Georgia.
Well, you also got to look at who they playing too. I think that plays a big role into it because they don't have any ranked wins. I mean, the teams they beat. I mean, you got Mercer and the ranked teams. The teams they played that were ranked. The only team they played that was ranked was Miami, and they beat them pretty convincingly. But everybody else, you got Mount St. Mary's, High Point, Mercer, Georgia Tech, North Florida. So it's not anything to.
I didn't even see where they playing at, Tennessee or Georgia.
Georgia tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we just lost to Mississippi State last night at Mississippi State. Yeah.
Y'all lost to Mississippi State last night?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we lost by it was like 4 points, 5 points, something like that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basketball.
Yeah, Mississippi State's they're like the same record, like 12-3 or 13-2 too.
They always a scrappy team, man. I remember the year they went to the Final Four.
Yeah, Eric Dampier. Yeah. Eric Dampier. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they're always a scrappy team, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, exciting nonetheless. So we definitely will see. And last but not least, man, just want to talk about who should make some moves before the trade deadline. And then after that, real quick, just want to make the picks because, it's NFL wildcard weekend. So we got to make our picks since the NFL wildcard starting tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We got 2 games tomorrow. So real quick, who do you think needs to make a move at the trade deadline? I will tell you right now, the Lakers just got announced as one of the teams who's trying to get Dejounte Murray, which I'm pretty sure, I mean, that was obvious. I think that they would have they put an alert out that they're entering their name in that is among one of the teams that are trying to get that. But I'm pretty sure you're gonna say the Lakers need to make a move, obviously. But outside of the Lakers, like who else do you think needs to make a move?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I maybe a point guard or something, but I don't see. I thought the Lakers had the squad. I think there's something else going on behind the scenes of that.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey. I mean, it's going because I was saying that before this season. I'm like, they're 10 deep, bro. They was a better team this year than they were last year when they made it to the Western Conference Finals. I think up and down.
I told you, bro. Remember when they were celebrating when the in-season tournament and all that champagne and goggles and all that stuff and all. You remember all that?
Yeah,
and you know where they are right now? They are the 10th seed in the Western Conference. This is exactly what I've been. That none of that mean nothing. I was trying to tell people, man.
But what I'm telling you is, listen, that these fans are starting. Did you hear what the fans are starting to say now?
What fans?
The fans, like they was on the road, like it was about 4 games ago. One of the Lakers players was shooting free throws, and the fans were saying, "LeBron's going to trade you."
Hey, that's messed up.
They was chanting that just like overrated, but they were saying LeBron's going to trade you. Hey. I was like, wow. And then when you come on now, you Lakers players sitting on the bench, you hearing a whole bunch, and they was in an away game. That wasn't even at home. Of course, I'm glad it wasn't at home, of course, but away people are like, you going to Utah and people saying that. So what do you think the players on the bench? I mean, they don't believe in themselves to be with this team. They worried about what day they're gonna be gone. They ain't focused to play no more. It seems like. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be. I'd be worried about it. Like, baby, I come home if I was on the Lakers, even if I didn't get that much playing time, where I got a lot. I'm like, baby, I don't know. We might have to move to wherever comes next, baby. I mean, we're financially stable and everything. We're good, but at the same time, don't get too comfortable. Like Future say, don't get too comfortable. Nah, don't get too comfortable because we might be gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would like to see my Bulls make a move. If that's
they're trying to get Zach LaVine wants out.
I know that's all we need to trade Zach. Like if LaVine, but the only problem is we couldn't find a trade partner for him because his injury that was going on right now. I think people were pretty cautious, but he's back now. But I don't know if people are going to be willing to give up
what they're going to have to give up for him. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and his contract too. I mean, 5-year, $215 million with the Bulls. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You may need to get a third team in, the 3-team deal kind of situation. But I would like to see us make a move at the trade deadline, prior to the trade deadline. So we'll see. I mean,
I want to see the Hawks do something too. I mean, especially with something. I don't know.
I was definitely gonna do something because people trying to get DeJounte Murray from them.
Yeah. But I want to see what the Hawks are actually going to do. That's where they make mistakes at. They don't make good decisions. You let him go, then you're gonna bring somebody in that we ain't never heard of, or not. I ain't gonna say not heard of, but heard of him. But he's not. I mean, he wasn't even a star on the team you just got him from. I mean, he was a good player.
You gotta have money. They gotta have that money to spend, so you can't be afraid to spend money. So
I think they got it. I think they just. I don't know. We'll see.
If you want to be good, you gotta be able to spend the money. So.
Now go out there. Yeah.
Hey, you look. Hey, you got it. You mess around and Trae Young be asking to be traded, and then
you're really in trouble.
That's it. You're in trouble. But yeah, real quick, man. Before we get out of here, man, I just want to do some quick picks for the wild card weekend. So tomorrow we got the Browns at the Texans and at the Texans. And then we got the Dolphins at the Chiefs, which that Chiefs game, man, it's supposed to be like negative 20 some degrees and
I heard negative 33 this morning.
It's supposed to feel like negative 30 some snow, like the supposed to be the coldest, probably the coldest game ever. Something crazy. But who are you picking in both of those games? Browns, Texas, and then Dolphins, Chiefs, and then we'll go to Sunday after that.
I'm gonna go with the Browns versus the Texans just because of some experience, and Browns probably maybe arguably the first or second best defense lined up with Baltimore best defense that's going to be in the playoffs probably. So I get the experience of I get the greatness of the defense this year, and the experience of Joe Flacco with Super Bowl experience and playoff experience. Mm-hmm. Being 39 years old, which versus CJ Stroud, which had a great rookie season, probably going to win definitely Rookie of the Year. I think he did. He whatever it was, all what he did this year, the greatness he did with his numbers and everything, and only had like 4 interceptions all season long. That's in 20-something touchdown passes or something, and he's mobile. So the Texans actually definitely do got their future in quarterback. So they already got their A1 dude. But I'm going with the Browns just because of experience and great defense. And and the other game was, what was it? Kansas City. I'm gonna give it to Kansas City just because of the weather. Mm-hmm. Miami's coming from the sunny, one of the Sunshine State. And I mean, I understand. You know, it get cold in Florida, but I don't get no negative 32 degrees, man. That's a total. That's colder than a freezer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's colder than a freezer. I work in a freezer all day, and it stays at about 30 degrees. And they'd be freezing in there. And I got a jacket on, and I got a hoodie, and I got gloves, and I got sweatpants. Now imagine catching the football, running, hitting, jumping in negative 32. Oh no. I might call out. Boy, I'm like, Coach, I'm hurt.
Hey, you can't feel nothing, boy.
Yeah, but because Kansas City, at least they're at home and they're at least feeling it all week. You know what I mean? They've been feeling it. Because if it's negative 32 on Sunday, it had to be like negative 10 earlier in the week or something. You know, so they done got used to the cold a little bit. So yeah.
Well, I'm taking the Texans in the first game. I think yeah, man. Look, CJ Stroud is balling, bro. Like, you got the young quarterback, a lot of confidence. Shout out to my frat brother, D'Amico Ryan's head coach. Actually, came from Alabama, from my chapter. So shout out to the frat right there, man, doing big things. Hey,
didn't he play running back at Alabama?
With D'Amico?
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah.
No, he was on the defense.
I remember his name. I just don't remember what position he played. Yeah.
Yeah, D'Amico. I mean, he was a linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker. I thought he was linebacker. Yeah,
he was on the defense. But I think that the way that they're playing right now. I mean, the Texans are hot, man, and then you get them. I know the Browns got a solid defense. I'm not even going to deny that, but I do think that the Texans, with this game being at home, I think that'll help them. That'll get them a lot more juice with it being in Houston. So I mean, it's going to be a close game, but I think the Texans will pull it out, and I think CJ Stroud will get his first playoff win as a rookie, which would be dope to see. Second game, man, give me the Dolphins, man. I know the Chiefs are at home. I get it. But let's talk about their wide receivers, man. If they can't catch the ball when it's not snowing and it's not freezing and it's regular weather, nothing about that is going to tell me they can catch the ball in 30-degree weather. They've had trouble catching the ball all year. I mean, they had 30-plus drops. That's not going to change my mind with the weather being worse than it was when they were dropping passes.
At home, yeah.
So at home, dropping passes. I know the Dolphins are coming from Miami. I get it. But you also got a guy in Tyreek Hill who's played in Kansas City, who has caught balls in that weather. Tua, get you as many hand warmers as you can. Wear them all night.
Front and back.
Wear them all night. Listen, he just sit. Look, he just needs to turn his room into a sauna. Just sleep in 95 degrees tonight. Sweat it all. I'm just playing. That'd be dangerous. But,
no, he needs.
But I think that the Dolphins, they're probably going to try to utilize. I mean, it's going to be a lot of running the football, but I do think that quick passes, get it to Tyreek in space, Waddle in space, quick throws, and let them do their thing. But I just don't. I don't trust Kansas City's receivers, and I think this is the first time Mahomes will get a loss in the playoffs.
In the first round, sure. Yeah, and in the first round. Yeah.
Yep, I think it's the first time. So give me the Dolphins. Next games, we got the Steelers.
You went against me in both of them, so we're the total opposite of that on both of them. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know I'm gonna win that one.
I agree with your points though, but I'm going the other way.
Okay.
I don't disagree. You make it.
I like that. Like that way I can say something to you next week.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about it. Steelers and Bills, Packers, Cowboys, Rams, Lions. So Steelers, Bills, who you got? And it's at Buffalo.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it to the Buffalo Bills. They've been on a little hot streak these last 4 games. I think they done won 4 out of their last 5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
and they got the better quarterback, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. When he's not being, a little Brett Favre forcing throws and stuff, when he actually, goes through his passing, procedures and check downs and all that when he's on point. And then when he don't have it, he takes off and run and makes something out of nothing, not forcing something. Just because he's got a strong arm. And, you got your boy Trubisky, and then you got Pickett. What's his name? The dude out of Pittsburgh. What's his name? Oh my goodness. What's the quarterback?
Kenny Pickett.
He played last. Who?
You talking about Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett, but the guy who's starting this week is old dude that tried to hit Myles Garrett with the helmet that one time.
Oh man, they got somebody else starting this week. It's no, are you sure somebody else is starting this week?
I thought they said what's his name? He's been there for a minute.
I could have sworn. Oh, you're talking about Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph, yeah. I thought I heard them saying something.
He is. I'm looking at it right now. He is playing. Man, they crazy.
Yeah.
Bills by 21 points. Give me that. Listen, we don't even have to go into that. Give me the Bills by.
Your boy gonna have about 50 carries. Najee Harris gonna have about 50 carries that game.
Man, I'm praying for Najee, man, because it's snowing up there too. It's Buffalo, New York. That's oh man. Oh man. Whew.
You down to your third string quarterback, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, give me Buffalo with ease.
Yeah, easy.
With ease. Next, Packers Cowboys. Who you got in that game?
I said Jerry's World, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because I think the Packers are I think they're good enough to win. I just think the experience and I think this is the best time, the best opportunity for the Cowboys to at least reach the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. This is going to be their best opportunity. While the NFC is down.
Until they play the 49ers.
That's what I'm saying. So they better hope the 49ers lose in the first or second round or something. So
that's the only thing.
If they do play the 49ers, they won't have to see them until the NFC Championship, though, right? I think that's how it goes. I think. If they do, I think that's what I heard on the radio today. But
I think it just depends on who wins. I think,
yeah.
But we just got to see who wins because depending on what seed you are, depends on who you play next. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Because I think if they said somebody if Detroit wins, they're gonna have to play Detroit again in the second round.
Yeah, I think probably so.
But who does Detroit play? Detroit don't play no San Francisco first round, right?
They played the Rams. And real quick, we'll go to that game next. I'm taking the Cowboys too. I think defense, them being at home in that defense, I think they'll create a lot of trouble for Jordan Love in the Packers. So, I hate the Packers anyway. So it makes. And
yeah. I know you do.
Yeah.
I just think they're too young too. The receivers young. I think they got a good future.
I wouldn't pick the Packers to beat anybody. I never pick the Packers ever.
They're gonna be a problem again here soon. They're on the right path.
Yeah, we on the right path too. Just wait. We gonna
boy hush.
We good.
Boy hush. What you talking about? Y'all on the right path too? What? Y'all only won 4 games this year, didn't you?
What do you mean we won 4 games? No, we didn't.
Okay, I mean you win 6.
We won more than 4 games.
What was
it? We won 7.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. That's better than last year. Yeah.
Yeah, we better than last year. Yeah, it was improvement. We just need look, all we need to do, we just need to get trade back, get Marvin Harrison Jr., build us up that offensive line. We'll be good. You gotta trust the process.
All right, Embiid. We'll see.
Embiid.
Yeah, trust. That's what they kept saying with him in Philly. Trust the process.
Trust the process at Alabama. I'm talking about where the legends and champions are made. That's the language I'm talking. I'm not talking about whatever Joel Embiid talked about. I don't know what
that was the Philadelphia 76ers when they drafted him when he stayed hurt them first 2 or 3 seasons. Trust the process.
We've been saying that at Bama before Embiid got drafted. We don't need. Well, I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm agreeing with you. So with Bills and Cowboys. Then you got Rams and Lions.
That's gonna be a good one. I think that's gonna be the best game of the weekend. I really do.
It could be. It could be because you got Stafford and Goff, two players that were traded for each other.
Yeah. That's gonna make it even more competitive, even more. They want to, Jared Goff, and then Matt Stafford already won a Super Bowl his first year there, didn't he? Was it first year there with the LA or the second?
I think it was his second year. I don't think he won it his first year. I can't remember if that was his first year there.
And then we got to remember Jared Goff made it to one there, but Matthew Stafford made it there too. But he won his, so that's definitely going to be the most intensified, more hyped up, game. And I ain't gonna say more meaningful, but that's going to be a lot on the line for both franchises and organizations.
I think the Tariq coming back to Arrowhead in Kansas City, and then both these guys going up against each other. I'm gonna go with Detroit though. I'm gonna go with Detroit in the game.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. I just trust that coaching more. They got a Super Bowl, and I just definitely think Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback than Jeff. Than the Detroit quarterback. I done lost his focus on his name. Jared Goff. I was about to say Jeff. Jared Goff. I just think that's why they made that trade, and it's gonna, be shown why when they go head to head, trying to get back to the Super Bowl. And Matthew Stafford's gonna come out on top. I give them. They playing in Detroit, right?
Yep.
So. And they ain't gonna be no weather issues. And Matthew Stafford's used to it. He's been playing every year. So I get the edge of Matthew Stafford. I get the Rams. They're gonna win by at least 10.
Ooh, 10. Okay. Nah, they got my Bama boys, Brian Branch and Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams out there in Detroit.
Gibbs is nice. I like Gibbs. He's playing good.
I'm rooting for my guys, man. So. Yeah, definitely gonna rock with Detroit. And last but not least, man, Eagles, Buccaneers. That's Monday night. Who you got in that one? Eagles are going to Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay won
in this division. Yeah,
they have
hard to do,
which is insane. Which it wasn't hard to do that. They won a division at 9-8. Terrible NFC South. Look at that. Yeah, but
3 years ago, one of the top three. About 3 or 4 years ago, when Tom Brady was in,
the NFC East and the NFC South were up there.
Yeah, they was because they had Drew Brees, Tom Brady, all them at the one time about 3 years ago. But I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts' finger. I know he said something about his wrist or his fingers hurt. I know he said something like that. I don't know if he was throwing excuses out there. So I don't know if he was throwing an excuse before. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers, man. Cause Philadelphia been so up and down this year. It's just I don't know. They might just be a team that now they went to the Super Bowl last year and they might be waiting for playoff time. They did finish bad, but they started off 10-1. So you never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Like a box of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what you're gonna get. So but I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay at home. I like Baker Mayfield. I know, I think we're gonna see that Oklahoma Baker Mayfield when he throw a touchdown, he's gonna be running 99 yards down there to meet the quarterback and doing that, winding the arm up, all this and that.
No.
He's gonna be doing that, man. He's gonna show. I think we're gonna see. And there ain't gonna be no blowout. It's gonna be a good game, but I get the edge and a stat for you. Jalen Hurts when he gets sacked or get rushed, blitz and stuff like 4 or 5 times, they lose. When they a team that blitzes a lot, all their losses are teams that blitz a lot, and Tampa Bay blitzes a lot. So
listen.
And that's Todd Bowles' defense now.
Man, give me the Eagles, man.
Go ahead. That's because of Alabama, Jalen Hurts. Go ahead.
Like god awful these last couple games. They've been looking terrible. Oh my God, they've been looking terrible. But you know what? I'm not going against my guy Hurts, bro. Hurts, that's my dog. I got my boy Hurts, my boy Smitty. Time to get it done. They've been struggling, but they had some look. It's okay. You're gonna reset, refocus, go into Tampa Bay, knock these boys off, and keep it rolling, keep it moving, man.
I give Baker Mayfield about 275 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
That probably is going to happen because the Eagles defense is awful.
All them Bama boys they got over there on defense.
No, it's not all them Bama boys. They hold no, their defense is 90% Georgia. Don't do that.
Well, I said I twisted to Georgia. I said Georgia. Yeah.
Like, no. Their defense, that is a Georgia Bulldog defense. So you can go ahead and the Kirby. What was you teaching the boys down there, boy? It's not translating it over to the NFL. I'm sorry. Yeah. All that. Oh my God, they got the whole Georgia Bulldogs defense. And what is it? Look, it's been looking terrible.
Well, it started them off 10-1 though, but then they deflated.
Listen, what was the team that what was it? The Steelers that year? They won like their first 9 or 10 games, and the same thing happened. They went into the playoffs and lost to Cleveland. You remember that?
I think that's when Ben was still there, wasn't it?
The Steelers won. I think so, but they won like their first 9 or 10 games. They were rolling, and then they just went on like a 5 to 6 game losing streak. And that's
when Baker. I think that's when Baker won his first playoff game.
I think so, because like their defense had like 3. It was something crazy, man. I remember watching.
Yeah, I think it was that was Baker Mayfield's first playoff series.
They went into Pittsburgh and knocked them off. But yeah, man, that was fun. So we got our picks, man, and excited for playoff football. But yeah, go ahead and say our goodbyes, man, before we get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. The No Sports Talk Show, Facebook, and you said StreamYard. So just follow us, man. Just keep it. We're gonna keep you in the know, tell you what we know and how we know what we know. Huh? Did I put that right? Yes, sir.
Hey, you put that.
Go Vols. Go Vols, number 5 in the country. Maybe gonna go down to like 7, but that's all right. We're gonna still come out of the SEC this year in basketball. We're gonna at least be the regular season SEC champ. I'm gonna leave it at that. At least regular season.
Pump your brakes, soldier.
Let you go.
Didn't you say that last year?
I think didn't we win the regular season? No, y'all did. But we beat y'all by like 20 at home. But okay.
Who won the regular season and the SC? Who won?
Y'all got it.
All right.
Y'all got it.
All right.
But anyway, go Vols. And salute to Nick Saban. The SEC is very happy that we ain't got to face him no more. But all respect to you, Nick Saban. We're very happy to be able to play against a Nick Saban-less Alabama team next year. And we're going to show you that it was Nick Saban. It wasn't the University of Alabama. Salute. Wow. God bless. And woo! Go Vols.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody jumping in again, giving us the time on this Friday night, man. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. And Miles, I know it sounds good to play, a team that doesn't have Nick Saban on it, but just know the standard was already set. The mindsets are there. The program is in place, and Bama's still gonna roll. So
I don't know about the Pac-12 coach. I don't know yet.
Oh no, it's okay. Listen. You don't got.
That's like moving from North Dakota to Florida. How you gonna adjust?
Listen, the great thing about this is it ain't meant for you to know. You don't got to understand it. You don't got to know the answers because in T-Town, we make legends. And this hire wouldn't have been made if we didn't think he could do the job. So just believe.
It was 2 days. I ain't never seen that quick.
Everybody who's laughing now, everybody who's laughing, y'all think the train is not going to keep rolling. Mm-hmm. Remember this. Just know. Bama is still gonna be Bama. Mark my words. Bama's still gonna be Bama, and y'all gonna be even more pissed because you just thought it was gonna be over. But you think Saban being around, still being involved with the team, we're definitely gonna make some moves and still keep pushing and be in the playoffs next year. And we're gonna be there. Trust me. Just believe that. So yeah, don't Don't think it's all fun and games now, but just wait. Just wait.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick question. I mean, I'm not questioning the greatness of Nick Saban or none of this, none of that. Ain't it funny? Why Nick Saban decide to retire when Texas and Oklahoma comes right in? Why is that? What? I'm not saying he's scared of them. I'm just wondering. It's kind of suspicious a little bit. It makes you go,
No.
Why you it's going to expand? You can make more money, do this, do that, and now you're going to leave when Texas and Oklahoma come in.
He's 72 years old.
I understand that. I'm not questioning him personally, but I'm just saying, I don't know. So there's a question mark there. It's a little suspicious.
That has zero.
There's some smoke there. There's some smoke.
It ain't no smoke. Saban's beat Texas and Oklahoma already. So what?
I'm just saying, doing it every year, in and out. I'm not saying, and then the SEC on top of that, the regular SEC team. It's about to go down in the SEC from here on out. Now it's about to go down.
Listen, you think he left because Texas and Oklahoma are?
No, definitely not just because of them. I think it's what he already had to endure with the SEC conference, and then them two adding in, he just like, woo. I might be a little too old for this. I don't know if I can go into this no more. I
guarantee you, no opponent on anybody's schedule or in the conference had any type of impact on him making that decision. I guarantee you that, because Alabama's one of the only teams that was going on the road the first week in the season, second week in the season, and playing these premier matchups. It wasn't nobody in the country going to Austin, Texas in week 2. It wasn't nobody.
No, I'm not saying. I wasn't thinking you were scared of the competition.
I'm just saying, for anybody that thinks that, like, that ain't got nothing to do with it, because before when they announced that Oklahoma and Texas were coming to the SEC, they immediately scheduled a home and away with Texas. Georgia skipped out on playing Oklahoma. Remember, Georgia was supposed to play Oklahoma this year, and last year, for whatever reason, that game didn't happen or whatever. But this year, I like the way the schedule is going to be. It's going to be a lot more, interesting games with both of them teams coming over. And I'm glad. I mean, it's good. It's good for the SEC. Shoot, I just know that now 80% of the teams in the playoffs are going to be from the SEC at some point in time. So people just better.
This year, I give at least about 4 or 5 teams, about 4 teams this year.
At the end of the day, people just better buckle up, because the SEC definitely not going nowhere. You want to keep them out of the playoffs. They definitely not keeping them out of the playoffs now. So, but yeah,
I just think it's definitely going to be wide open now. Like the SEC, I mean, you ain't got to just go through Alabama no more. It ain't just like when Alabama's on a schedule. It ain't no fear there no more. It ain't going to be none of that. So they let you know, especially this first year.
You said people didn't fear. I don't think that you don't gotta fear nobody to lose.
No, you don't.
You think Goliath feared David before he got knocked out?
No.
Exactly. So it don't matter.
He had God on the side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You don't gotta be scared. It don't matter. It's better when you're not scared. You don't got to be scared to get beat.
Okay.
That's the moral of the story.
Well, what almost happened this year. What I said almost happened back at the beginning of the year. Y'all should have lost about 3 or 4 games. I can name them right now. It should have been, but it was Sister Mary Clarence out there helping you.
Almost doesn't count. Who is the SEC champion?
Okay.
Tell me who the SEC champion is.
The same team that was at home watching the national championship.
Say who the SEC champion is.
The same team that was watching the national championship with me and you.
Who is the SEC champion?
The Alabama.
Alabama. That's all you got to say. All right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Okay. Well, enjoy it. It might not happen again for a little bit. Enjoy this one, brother. It might not. I ain't saying it won't, but it might not.
Even if we don't win the SEC, we still get in the playoffs, because that doesn't matter no more, because that's not a play-in game to get in the playoffs. So guess what? It don't matter. If we there, we there.
Okay.
We'll be in the mix as always. Don't worry.
And we will too. We will too.
Oh, good old Rocky Flop. Look at y'all.
Boy, you seen Nico? You seen Kevin Durant? What he said about Nico? Huh?
I'm not worried nothing about what Kevin
Nico said, Nico said, Kevin Durant said, Nico, that boy different. That boy different. Yeah. 6'6". Huh?
Yeah.
Smooth.
Right. Anyway.
Don't even show a facial expression in good or bad situations. Just cool, calm, and collected, bro. We ain't had that since a minute.
Anyway.
That's why he got $8 million out of high school. NIL money. That's why he got $8 million. I seen it now.
And it's still not gonna matter. Anyway, okay. We appreciate y'all giving us your time, man.
I forgot we were saying our goodbyes. My fault.
Yeah, exactly. Interrupting me with all this nonsense. Lock, man. We'll be back next week, man, to give y'all some sports talk, man. Enjoy the weekend. The 3-day weekend, hopefully, for a lot of y'all. Don't have to go to work on Monday, so hopefully.
What's happening on Monday? What's happening on Monday?
Man, it's Martin Luther King Day, man. What's wrong with you?
No, okay. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? I need you to go cut on our friend Martin. You need to go look. You need to go.
I don't know why. I was thinking I was on 16th. I don't know why. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Monday. But
all right.
But all right, y'all. Look, we out, man. Peace, blessings, and as always, man, roll tide.
Go Vols, baby.